am your host, the Johnny B. Scott, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Warrior Bloom podcast. Right now, I am in the deep country in Georgia. Let's just put it that way. It is so peaceful here, and to top things off, my mother-in-law just made me some fried fish and grits. Listen, y'all, I'm Southern. I love fish and grits or shrimp and grits. Anyway, earlier this week, I experienced what I now would call a setback. I felt defeated and hopeless, to be honest. It seemed like I'd been working on this thing for a long time, and nothing productive had come from it. I know it's something my heart desires, and a God-ordained type thing. I was so distraught. I felt weary and weak. I know what God says about being weary, right? He says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we don't give up. And I know that God's strength is made perfect in our weakness, and his grace is sufficient for me. His power is made perfect in my weakness. But transparently speaking, those scriptures meant nothing to me at the time. I was exhausted from praying. I was exhausted from the entire thing. It wasn't happening fast enough, and I felt it was too big and definitely too heavy for me. Like, God, get somebody else to do it, because this ain't it. You got the wrong one. I was ready to throw in the towel. I kept focusing on how challenging this was and was losing my peace. Now, y'all know what they say about something that's causing you to lose your peace, right? Y'all know what they say. They say if it's causing you to lose your peace, let it go. And baby, that was the plan. But can I tell you all something? It's so great to have someone encouraging and praying for you. I am blessed to have an encouraging brother and a praying father. If you don't have one, y'all better get y'all one. No, like for real. Get y'all someone who encourage you and pray for you. You need some encouraging family and friends and some praying family and friends. My father prayed for me and gave me this scripture, Isaiah 26:3. You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. Now, I turned that scripture into an affirmation or a confession. I said, God, you will keep me in perfect peace because my mind stays on you, and I trust you. The more I began to speak that word, the better I felt and the more encouraged I became. Then a few hours later, my brother encouraged me by reminding me of who I am and not to give up. Y'all know sometimes we forget who we are, right? Yeah, we do. Sometimes we forget the power that's within us. But do you know that before they said anything to me, God had already spoken to my heart? He said one word, persevere. To persevere means to keep going, even when things are tough or challenging. It's about staying determined and not giving up. Perseverance is essential in achieving success because it helps you overcome obstacles and setbacks. It keeps you focused and motivated to keep working towards your goals, even when things get difficult. It's like having let's call it a never give up attitude that propels you forward. When it comes to persevering, people often face obstacles such as self-doubt, fear of failure, and feeling overwhelmed. Other common challenges include lack of motivation and distractions. It's important to recognize these obstacles and find ways to overcome them, like seeking support from others. And as I said earlier, get you some praying friends and family, practicing self-care, and staying focused on your goals. Remember, you're not alone in facing these challenges. In the Bible, several verses talk about perseverance. One example is James 1:12, which says, blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love him. This verse encourages us to keep going and stay faithful, knowing that there will be a reward for our perseverance. It reminds us that we can find strength and hope in our faith, even in difficult times. The opposite of perseverance can be seen as quitting when faced with challenges. It's when someone lacks the determination and persistence to pursue their goals, despite setbacks or difficulty. It's important to remember that perseverance is about pushing through, while the opposite is about giving in. Wow. Quitting may seem like an easy way out at times. Trust me, I've been there. But quitting often prevents us from reaching our full potential and achieving our goals. When we choose not to quit, we open ourselves to growth, learning, and new opportunities. Perseverance allows us to overcome challenges, build resilience, and develop a sense of accomplishments. It's about staying committed to our dreams and believing our ability to overcome obstacles. So, even when things get tough, remember that quitting is not an option, because quitting limits our potential for personal growth and fulfillment. Listen, I know what it feels like to want to quit, and I'm here to encourage you to persevere and not give up. Someone told me that many obstacles and distractions come right before your blessing. The more obstacles there are, the bigger the blessing. You're almost there. Be encouraged and persevere. I am your host, the Johnny B. Scott. So until next time, talk to you soon.